Hi, everybody. I'm Melora Hardin, and I really want you all to tune in and watch me on Dancing with the Stars and vote, vote, vote 21523. You can text with my name, and you can also vote on abc.com 10 times, 10 times. You can do 20 votes for me. Let's all get buzzed.
Mother knows best. Listen to your mother. It's a scary world out there. Mother knows best. One way or another, something will go wrong, I swear.
First and foremost, Melora, congratulations. Did you ever think you'd go on Dancing with the Stars and get the first 10 of the entire season?
No. The answer, that's an easy, short answer.
No, what were your thoughts once it happened?
I can't believe it. I'm just shocked. Really. I really didn't. I mean, I guess I wasn't, I had no idea that was going to happen to me. I mean, I was just sort of like trying to, I was just trying to do my best and stay in the game and try to keep learning and bringing more and more of myself to it. And that sort of the dance that maybe I'm probably bringing most of my acting chops to, earned me a 10, was a pretty great message, I guess. It's sort of like, yeah, that's what they mean when they say bring it.
Yeah,
Like,
you're embracing the character.
Yeah, like don't forget, the place that I've spent, earned my or put in my 10,000 hours, my over 10,000 hours of yeah, you got to bring that too. And I think for a while, I just you feel like you're thrown to the fire, and you really do feel like you're like, how do I try to get these steps, do a performance that I can be semi proud of, because you just have 5 days to learn something brand new, and also bring what I have to give. And I think that's what's starting to meld now a little more, is just sort of, I'm getting a little more out of my own way in my own head and just trying to bring, my skill sets. And it paid off last night.
Absolutely. Not only that, but you were kind of a triple threat on the dance floor because you were singing the song as well, right?
I was. Yeah, I sang the song that I danced to. So that was really, really great.
That's so amazing. And then all of a sudden, Tyra throws a crazy one at you, and it was an insane double elimination. Did you guys know that it was going to be like that on Disney night?
No, we didn't. I think that the pros kind of suspected that it might be like that, because it seemed like it would have been pretty mean to make people work in that intense pressure to learn 2 dances in 5 days, which was what it was. And then to say, oh, well, you spent all that time working on that second dance, but too bad you don't get to do it. So
what did you think about Brian and Matt ultimately going home?
I mean, I hate that part of the show. Brian and I did a series together, so he's a friend, and I felt like Brian really, for what Brian came in with, I think he really stepped up and did a great performance last night. Like, I really thought that the Pirates of the Caribbean pirate was just like a great big bang to go out on. If he was going to have to go out, I thought that was a pretty good way to go out. I felt like he really gave himself to it in a way that I hadn't seen him do yet on the dance floor, because he was so kind of terrified trying to learn these steps, and it was just a lot for him. It was really a lot. I really love both Sharna and Brian. They're just amazing. I'm going to be really, really sad to not have them there, because they were great support. They were great fun. And I really thought he did great. Really. And I thought Matt James is just a delight. Like, he's just a delightful human. So I also will miss him, and really thought that he was also just so gung-ho. He was so he was trying really hard. And but that's the show, right? I mean, the show is that people have to go home every week. And I hate that part of the show, and I and everyone hates that part of the show. There's no one that doesn't. I really thought that Lindsay, who danced with Matt, just choreographed some amazing things for him and did some amazing stuff with him and really got him moving in a different way than, so luckily I'm not one of the judges. I'm not making that call because I don't think I would be able to do that.
Well, on the note of the judges and Brian and Sharna, do you think that they were being too harsh on their romance in the ballroom?
Yeah. I mean, look,
They're a couple at the end of the day. They can't run away from that.
they're a couple. It's a reality show. They sort of were celebrating their love story. I mean, think about the second dance they did. It was a Van Gogh thing. They took them to the Van Gogh exhibit. They put the Van Gogh behind them. They were really sort of like elevating the whole love story of it all. And then, and then they kind of like took them down around the love story. But at the same time, I feel like the show is unique in that it challenges people to keep stretching into that really uncomfortable zone. And I suppose that's part of the job of the judges, to keep trying to force people into an uncomfortable place. Whether I think it's fair the way they did it, I mean, I don't think it matters what I think. I think that I love Brian and Sharna, and so I wanted them to stay on the show. And I think that their love story is beautiful, and I think that their relationship's going to be just fine. And they got to learn some dancing. And I did say to Brian last night, I was like, Brian, you're dancing, like you're actually dancing now. So that's cool. And he was like, that's true. And they have made some memories together that they'll have forever.
Very well said. What were those conversations with Matt and Brian last night after the elimination?
Just like, I'm going to miss you, and like Brian, I'm going to see again, and I'll see Sharna and Brian. And Brian was like, oh, well, you're not getting rid of me. And I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to do without you on the show, because he really was the person that when I felt really worried or stressed or something, I'd always look to Artem, but I'd look for Brian and I'd be like, I need a hug. He'd give me a hug like anytime. And he goes, I'm not going anywhere. He goes, you're just going to keep on making those tens, and I'm going to be here to like rib you and cheer you on.
Oh, I love that. That's beautiful. It's definitely been such a whirlwind of a week for you guys already, because you usually get Tuesdays as like a little tiny bit of a break, but there's no Tuesday this week. You're going directly into Wednesday from the double back-to-back episodes. So how are you taking care of yourself and your body through this kind of week?
Well, I mean, I have kind of a little bit of a rib injury from that lift in the dance from last night. So I'm kind of trying to baby that a little bit. I tried to sleep in a little bit this morning, which was easier thought than done. I did sleep in. I slept a really solid night. This is the only night of the week I've noticed that I don't have to that I don't have anything to think about. Like I don't have to replay. I don't have to like Monday nights, and this was Tuesday night obviously, but Monday nights are the nights that like you're done with the dance and now you're moving on to the dance that you don't know yet. So you don't have to be like, when I wake up in the night to go to the bathroom or something, I wake up and then I'm like going back to sleep, thinking about the steps, thinking about, like I spend all this. So it interrupts my sleep quite a bit. So last night was a really good night's sleep. The night before that, I had a terrible night's sleep. I think I slept 3 hours on Monday night. I did not sleep. I could not sleep. I couldn't fall asleep. And then I couldn't get to sleep. And then I had to wake up super early. It was a terrible night's sleep. I was really worried actually about how I was going to do that dance on 3 hours of sleep. But somehow I managed.
For you.
Somehow I managed.
Yeah. I mean, in talking to some of the cast last night, Sasha told me that you were the one to beat this season. And Jimmy said you're his favorite to watch every single week. What is your take on those comments?
Oh my God, that's making me cry. Well, I mean, of course I'm a performer, and when people like Jimmy and even Iman said to me, like, he's just like, it's so fun to watch how you smile and you And it's like, that makes me so happy. My mom left me a message that one of her friends is just like, I'm bringing her so much joy. And like, when I get those kinds of tweets or those kinds of, people writing me little notes on Instagram or Twitter or Facebook, or, from personal people, like relationships, it's like, it just warms my heart. It's like, this is what I'm here to do. I'm a storyteller, I'm a performer. And to feel that people are moved or inspired or getting joy from my performance, it's like, there's nothing better than that. There's nothing better than that. And as far as the competition part of this, it's like, I can't really stay very connected or invested in that, because I'm really here to just shine as much light as I can into the world, and just be as big and bright as I can to create that inspiration, to create that joy, to create the movement of people's emotions and the feelings, like that's what really performers are supposed to do. That's our job. So I'm trying to really stay focused on that. And I think it's really cute that Sasha said I'm the one to beat.
I mean, is that
I can tell you, like, his partner can do way more walkovers than I can, because I can't do one.
Yeah, but you're the one who's out there killing it on the dance floor. Is all those comments and well wishes from people that are close and far between you keeping you inspired in this competition?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's a really odd thing to be in front of millions of people, and kind of like just finding your way moment to moment, because it really is a moment to moment thing, and it does feel very vulnerable, and it does feel very very naked and a lot of times. So and you really are walking a tightrope of failure at any moment. I mean, you really could at any moment just crash. And so yeah, when people say, wow, that just lit up my life, or that just inspired me so much, or just made me feel so powerful, or I had someone write me something saying they were going to go practice their piano for 2 hours, after seeing my performance or something. Like, if that makes people feel like oh my God, like if she can do that, I can do that, it's like, wow, there's nothing better than that, and that's a reason to go on, even through the like super painful ribs.
I cannot believe. Okay, first of all, let's talk about the ribs. Are you okay? How are you doing? Like, is it broken? What's the deal?
No, it's not broken. It's actually, according to the PT that works on Dancing with Stars, it's a very common injury at this point in the show, which is just those lifts are very, they require a lot of impact, as far as just the way he has to hold me to get me around that many times, and at that force and that pace. And of course, I'm taking weight also off of him with my arm and my, and my shoulder, but he's really got me in the sort of a vice grip. and so it's really just the muscles between the ribs. The thing about it is, it's fine. It's going to heal just fine. It's just extremely painful. It's extremely painful to breathe. And like, I think I was talking to Val about it backstage, and Val was like, oh, that is like, that's real. He's like, it's going to be fine. It's going to heal. But that is that's just like super painful. It just really, really, really hurts. So
Wow.
I'm just, because like, I'm kind of like, I've got blisters on my feet. I'm fine with blisters, like whatever, I can deal with that. I can, I'm fine with, I'm actually pretty tolerant of like discomfort. I can deal with it. But this is really quite a thing. That's part of why I couldn't sleep on Monday night. I couldn't find a comfortable position. I was tossing and turning, and it's just, wow. But I think it's good. I'll have a week to not be doing any lifts, because we're doing a Viennese waltz, and you can't do any lifts in Viennese waltz. Thank God. So I'll have a week to get it all back together, and hopefully by the time we have more lifts, I'll be good to go.
Good. Can you believe that you're already halfway through this thing?
No, I can't. It just seems to be flying by, but it's because it just takes such incredible focus. It takes such incredible, I'm eating, drinking, and sleeping Dancing with the Stars right now. There's no other. And literally, I admire Jimmy. He's on tour. He's touring and doing Dancing with Stars and turning in these great scores and actually becoming a dancer. Like he's actually moving, like really moving his body. I'm just like, Jimmy, he's an inspiration.
I was
Also,
gonna say, and a father, because he's about to give
Yeah.
birth.
and yeah, that's right. His wife's about to give birth. I mean, he's quite a guy. I have to tell you, he's quite a guy.
Well,
So
you told me at the very beginning that you wanted to get ripped out of this whole thing. How is that going?
I'm doing pretty good, actually. I've lost like 5 pounds, and without even
Wow.
trying. Yeah. So, no, I'm doing really good. I actually feel really, really good about that. I think it's funny that I said ripped, because ripped is probably not really in the cards for me. I think in order to get ripped, you got to like really, you got to focus on like that. But for me, it's more like just, I wanted to just get leaner and just feel, feel my muscles more, feel my body more, a little more. Even though I work out consistently and stuff, I just needed that extra push. So I
I feel
am
you, but
happy.
also never say never, Melora, because you didn't think you were going to get a 10, and then you got the first 10 of the entire season. So there
Right.
you
You're
go.
right. I might end up with abs like Mel C. It's possible.
I think you will, maybe in like a week. No less this week, extra crunches.
I got to spend some time doing some crunches. Yeah, I'm spending all my time on the steps.
Thank you so much, Melora. I appreciate
All
your time.
right. Thank you. Have a good day.
You too. Good luck. Bye.
Thanks. Bye.